Starting a new challenge today. For the last 30 days, I did 100 push-ups a day, every day for 30 days. So 3,000 push-ups. Today's actually the last day of that challenge, if I remember right. And it's the first day of this new challenge. So this new one is similar, it's just running 1 mile per day. I know that doesn't sound like a lot if you're someone who already runs. I used to be more of a runner than I am now. But really the goal is just a slow, consistent showing up. Like, I'm the kind of person that wants a short burst of intensity. I want to go run 5 miles like really fast and be done. But this 1 mile every day, showing up, the next day, showing up, that's just tough for me. So I just wanted to document the start of this process. I haven't really run very much this year. After I've helped a buddy finish a big long race, I got to run the last 21 miles of this trail race with him here in Arizona. And from that point, which was March, till now, I've run like maybe 20 miles, and it's July. So I've been doing kind of 5 or 10 miles a month, which is very little. And my body's not really back in shape at all. It's very hot in Arizona right now. It's about 11 a.m., so it's probably only like 100, but normally it's 110 in the afternoon. And that's part of why I'm down with just a mile at a time, is it's gonna help to not run into issues like dehydration and fueling issues and things like that. Plus it's not too much strain on my body all at once. But I found out from the push-up challenge that even that is tough. Like, your body doesn't have a lot of time to recover. So you're just kind of constantly sore. You're constantly sort of straining muscles that are being used the most and waking up other ones that aren't used as much. Like, it's still a lot of work for me. I'm 33 now. Maybe you're watching this, you're a lot younger than me, and you think, whatever, dude, that's too easy. That's cool. Like, I was there at one point in life, but the older you get, the harder it gets. Especially after 30, there's sort of something that changes in your body and you become like full-blown adult, things are deteriorating mode, versus your like teens and 20s. It's so much easier. I think it's mostly easier because your body recovers. But once you get post 30, and I'm sure there's people out here who are older than that, I'm sure once you get post 40, post 50, into your 60s, like, it's just really tough. So it's my goal, is to work on the discipline of showing up, doing the boring, tedious, regular, hard work every day that's not exciting. I'm here at a little path by my house. I'm thankful to live here by this park, by where there's a running path. I've got easy access to a little bit of a change of pace, so I'm happy about that. But let's get started here. So I use my Garmin watch. Got my Garmin heart rate strap because I'm a nerd and I like the data. And here we go. You won't be with me for the whole run. That'll be too boring. Plus, we're about to cross the freeway. It's gonna be really loud. Going too fast. You slow it down. Slow it down. It's tough because you have to learn that showing up is the most important part. Intensity is not that important. It could actually hurt you. Still feels fast. It's only a 10-minute mile pace, it feels fast. Woo! So I was saying that you actually have to learn to slow down, because going too fast too soon just hurts you. My body's not in shape. I'm not really limber, ever. My muscles aren't strong again yet. You don't have all that supporting system built up to take this impact. So if I go hard right now, I'm gonna get hurt. I realized that would be a more interesting video if I did like a all-out 1 mile speed trial. But realistically, the first mile I'll get hurt, then for the next month I'll just be limping around. So maybe day 30 I'll go fast, but today just gotta show up, punch in, do the work. It kind of reminds me of the rest of the purpose of my content in this channel is showing up, putting in the work, being disciplined. That's most of it. Like, I realize there's a lot of stuff to know about fitness, about nutrition, about recovery, and that stuff's good. But if we're not showing up and just doing the work in the first place, it doesn't really matter. Like, if we're not exercising a few days a week, who cares if we know all the answers? Kind of how I felt before I started all this was a bit of hypocrisy. Like, oh well, I know what I've been taught. I know what I've done in my past experience, but I wasn't exercising. So that's why I started running like a year ago, to kind of get serious about showing up and doing something that I'm not good at. In high school, I ran track and it was all sprints, so hence my impulse to do what's fast and exciting. So I took up long distance running like a year ago, just because it's the opposite of my natural inclination. And the goal was just to grow. The goal was just to get better, get more disciplined. And I think it worked. I think it's happened. Yeah, I mean, it has. This is a little different now because the goal then was to run longer and longer distances. But we have a baby, got other life things that have happened that, you know, you want to be at home more for. So a big 20-mile run doesn't really make sense. But 1 mile every day, that makes sense. I'm not going to video every single mile I run, I don't think. But, you know, we'll see. The other topic of my channel is personal fitness, personal finance, kind of running your life and your money with wisdom and discipline too. And it's kind of similar to this. Like, you got to show up and do the boring stuff. Running a mile a day is like having a budget. Just keep track, check off the list every day, track what you spent, see if you're on track to hit the goal, and just do that every day. Like, it's not sexy, it's not exciting, it is incredibly boring, and it's kind of a buzzkill. I think we lean on money to buy us stuff that brightens up our day, brightens up our life, or so we say. And to keep track and kind of self-police is not that much fun. But I think we have to change our mindset from short-term stuff to long-term stuff. Like, is my life about day-to-day little bits of fun, or is it a bigger story? Is it bigger than me being entertained just today? You know, I want to be someone who's physically able to help other people. 33, but I'm still young. Still young enough to help somebody who's older, somebody who's less physically able. And that was a big mindset shift I had. You know, why don't we leverage our youth, leverage the strength we have to help people, instead of having it be a contest of who's got a ripped ab, who's got a nice pec. You know, that's not really what it's about. I'm turning around. Whew. I've been pretty insecure ever since my freshman year of high school about the way I look, and assuming that if I look better, people will like me more. So that's really what got me started in the whole exercise realm. But trying to make that shift from how can I earn your respect to how can I be someone who adds value. You know, if I've got a neighbor or a family member who's moving, I want to be able to show up and help move their stuff. You know, I've got little nieces and nephews. I want to be able to show up and play with them. I want to run around all morning with them before we have Thanksgiving and have a blast. I want to add value to their life. I want to have the energy and the drive that I need to show up and do a good job at work. You know, if I'm 50 pounds overweight and emotionally and mentally in a bad place because I'm not exercising, I'm not going to show up at work with the same efficacy. Just how it works. I want to show up and have every ounce of my being be able to be present. You know, I still have a lot of work left in the self-discipline realm because I'm very easily distracted, and I opt into that. It's not something I'm a victim of. I choose distraction. I got to learn to choose to be focused. So that's part of this practice. Is if I'm showing up every day, running this 1 mile every day, I have to choose that. I have to opt into it, be intentional, put on these shoes, get outside and go do it, and then tell you about it. And you know, it's not easy. It's not super difficult, but it's not easy. So have you done a challenge like this? Have you done anything where it was made to really stretch you and grow you? Or have you avoided it like I have? I like to avoid things that are tough. Until now, until a year ago. I don't want to be that guy. I want to step into the hard work and accept it and go for it. I apologize if this audio is noisy or if it's annoying because it's all me panting because I'm so out of shape, but it is what it is. This is real life. 9:40 pace feels about as fast as I should go. Whew. If you're not already, you should follow me on Instagram because I post more stuff there than I do here. And I'm a nerd, so I like all the data. I got spreadsheets for everything. I got spreadsheets to track all this exercise, how many miles, how many push-ups, how many pull-ups, everything. Which is another video for another day on why and how I do that, but it's worthwhile. Oh, there's a mile. Okay, 9:29. First mile done. First mile of 30. Whew. Trying to go slowly enough that I don't have to warm up a lot because I'm really not pushing it a lot. And then I try and end far enough away from home that I can just walk back, have a little cool down. So that was the first mile of 30. I'm tempted to do a video every day. Don't know that it's worth watching, but it might be worth the accountability on my part because I need it. Because I know myself and how weak I can be when the temptation comes. I just give in. Oh yeah, I should probably not think about that hard thing and instead go watch YouTube or work on something else that I convince myself is worthwhile. We got to second guess ourselves in that stuff. Anyway, I've gotten a little bit too meta, more meta than I thought I would, but hope you're out there just putting in the time, putting in the work, punching the clock, because if you don't show up, nothing else happens. I think 90% plus is just showing up. So show up to your obligations today, show up to the things that you want to do, the person you want to become, and get started. Let's do this together. See ya. Adios.